In this video, we're going to look at events. So events are usually things that the user does. There could be other events, but in this video, we're going to look at user events. So things like on clicks or inputting a value into an input field. So if you're coming from React, this should look pretty familiar. So we will add this here. So we'll put this in a div, and then we'll add a button, and we'll say add. Then what we'll do is we'll add an on click event, and then we'll do a arrow function. We'll say set count. We'll do prev arrow function prev +1. Okay, so what's happening here? So we get our count, that's a signal, it's set at 0. When we click the button, we're going to add 1 to the count. When this updates, then the double count will update, and this will times it by 2, and then we'll show the double count in the H1. So click that, and that, and that, and that. Okay, cool. So that's our on click event. So what we could also do is we could have an input here, a type of number, I suppose, and then we'll set the value equal to, and we'll create another thing here, and this we'll just call this value, and this will be set at 0. So now what we're going to do is we'll set the value of this to that, and then we will do an on input we want to set the value you just need to so we'll take the event out of there. So this is the event, the event object that comes out of the input. So as you type or input into this, an event gets triggered. So in this, to get the value out of here, we go, let's make this more, we say event, and then target, and then value. So what's happening here? So what we're going to do is when we type into our input field, which is a type of number, so we're going to be getting a number, we're going to set the value here, set value to the value that's in the input, and then this will render back inside of the input to show the number. So let's do that to begin with. Let's just make sure that works. Okay, so let's look at this, see if that works. So we up this, yeah, and that's working fine. So you can see now we're getting our number. And then what we want to do is when we've got to a number, I want to be able to click that and add it to the count value. So in here we will do on click, we'll say set count to value. So what will happen now is when we click, we'll set the count to value, which is the value that's in the input and that's stored in this signal here. This will update the count here, and then we'll render out double whatever it is that we've put in there. So we'll up this to 7, and then we add, and our count is 14.